Now, I have, if you follow me long enough, made many videos and rants about poor theater etiquette and just overall bad theater experiences. But after today, I just got to see The Strangers 2, and I have to admit, it has been one of the worst theater experiences I've ever had in my entire life. And I've been going to the movie since I was 7, 8 years old. In the past 15 years, I've been going couple times a week with the exception of COVID, and I've never experienced a theater experience so bad as I have today. And it's gotten to the point now where most of my theater experiences at AMC in particular are just god awful. They have got to be one of the worst, if not the worst, theater chain operating today, or just theaters operating today in period. Now, that's coming from somebody who travels a pretty good distance to go to the movies. I go pretty much everywhere in my tri-state area. I've been up as far to up north, up to New York, to see films. I've been to pretty much almost, now I'm going to say almost every theater in my area. About 80% probably. I'm constantly searching out new theaters. I go to certain theaters more often than others, but I've pretty much been to majority of the theaters. Everything from your more mom and pop theaters like the Center, and I've been like a couple flagship cinemas, which are corporately owned theaters, but they are on a smaller scale, such as Horizon theaters are a smaller scale theater that generally house smaller theaters. Like most Horizon cinemas only have, I think, like 6 to 8 screens, maybe 9, whereas most AMCs have upwards of 16 or 17. I've been to like Alamo Draft House, Angelina Film Center, AFI Film Institutes, Bethesda Rose Cinema, Arclight Cinemas. I'm trying to think what those ones. Regals. What was the other one? United Artists, which is part of Regal. Like I said, I've pretty much been to almost every theater in the tri-state area, and I go to various different theaters on a regular basis. I do go to AMC more AMC theaters more often, just because AMC A-List paid $20 a month, where I get up to 4 films a week, which I can see why. Years ago, it was like $25 and 3 movies. Now it's $20 and 4 movies, and I can see why they're making the cost cheaper and increasing the amount of times you have to go to the movies, because their experience, if you go to there to experience a movie, it's so horrible that they have to bribe you to come back, pretty much. Now, I say that because I've gone to, and that's not just one AMC, it's not just this is one theater, this is really bad. I've been to pretty much every AMC in the tri-state area within the last couple of years. I don't go to everyone every week, so I'm not trying to say, I'll go to every AMC there isn't every week. No, I don't do all that. I've been to them all pretty much, but I don't frequent them all on a regular basis. But I do go to multiple different AMCs within my tri-state area, because different theaters have different screening times. So I'll go to a couple of different ones because some of the theaters have different films than the other ones do. Perfect example is Dead to Rights. That was a film that I got to see at AMC up in Virginia, where it wasn't playing in my state or any of the other AMCs in the tri-state area. It was only one AMC playing it, and it was this one theater I went to. Again, I just go based upon when the movies are playing. Now, the one closest to me I go to more often, because that's where I see most of your mainstream films, like tonight included. But I have to admit, every AMC I go to, I feel like I always have the worst experiences. Now, mind you, they always play at front of everything is, don't talk, don't text, don't be on your phone, blah, 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 blah. It's not only just that, like the interruptive audiences. Like, I understand you can't you can control your audiences, because there is a way to do so by enforcing your rules. It's just a simple way to do it. And I know people say, oh, you can't do it. I've literally been to theaters that are 15 minutes away from these AMCs that I go to, and it is completely different as talking, texting, stuff like that, because there's theaters I've actually gone to where they tell you they will throw you out of the theater and not give you a refund if you disrupt the movie. And I've actually gone to these theaters that enforce that, and it's pin drop quiet. You don't have interruptions because they actually address the issue. Theater doesn't today. You can go to the match, you can go complain. They just kind of shrug at you and say, "Oh, well, there's nothing we can do." I mean, they could be screaming the entire, like literally behind. And the theater I went to today, the entire back row was being loud, obnoxious, and screaming during the movie. I actually have pockets of clips I'm going to actually add to this video of just people being so loud and obnoxious. How they didn't get kicked out of the theater, I don't know. But that just goes to show how AMC does not care. I mean, it's gotten to the point now where every AMC I go to, it is the most disruptive experience I've ever had. And honestly, I'm to the point where I actually very seriously consider canceling my AMC A list and just go and just pay to go to other theaters. Like, I think enforce our policies more and just make the movie going experience so much more delightful. And now I can see why AMC is trying so hard to get people to come to the theaters with, lowering the price of their A-list and also including more films in their A-list to try to draw people in, because they've literally are deteriorating in every other aspect the theater goes. I honestly have never been more disappointed coming out of a movie, not because the movie is bad, but because of the overall experience. And I feel like AMC is just continuing to go downhill, and it's something that I don't ever see them correcting, and I think it's going to be their downfall. My question here is, though, what is your worst theater you go to, or what's the theater you absolutely hate going to because of how horrible your experiences are there? Comment below, let me know.